Hey everyone, Tim with Collect Jurassic, back with another news update from a new Mattel Jurassic World toys on the way for 2021. We have a huge announcement today, no pun intended, about Mattel's Super Colossal line. You might remember this line. They've been doing it since they got the toy license with oversized figures, always a carnivore, and this time is no exception. But a figure that we've all been waiting for a long time. And no, it's not the Spinosaurus. I know that's a long wish for this line, but it is something still that's pretty cool and based out of the hit show Camp Cretaceous, and that is Toro the Carnotaurus. This is the first couple images we have to look at this new figure. This is the Super Colossal version, not the mainline 3.75 inch version, but a huge oversized version of Toro the Carnotaurus. And in these first few pictures that we'll go over in the video, it looks like to be another beautiful figure in a line full of awesome figures. Starting off with Super Colossal Tyrannosaurus Rex. I think this one came out in 2018 in battle damage and regular variants. It was kind of the start of the Super Colossal line, and right out the bat you could see that this line was going to be packed with movie accurate sculpting and detail and proportions and all that good stuff. And this T-Rex was sort of kicking that off. And it's probably to this day one of the better T-Rex figures we've ever gotten in terms of sculpt and proportions and all that. Would love to see a paint update on this one, but that's a video for another time. Now, but that was 2018, and come 2019's Dino Rivals line, they added blue, Velociraptor blue, to the Super Colossal line. And to me, this one really stepped up the detail. It's hard to see from these official photos, but in hand, this figure has so much detail in the skin. Every scale is sculpted, every wrinkle. It's just very well done. And only something you can do on these big oversized figures, because you have so much more space to kind of sculpt in that detail. And blue was the first figure to really take it there. But it wasn't until 2020 with Camp Cretaceous' Indominus Rex figure that things really got awesome for the Super Colossal line. I mean, this figure to me, I didn't do a review on it, but it was part of my Camp Cretaceous toy video. This figure to me is the definitive Indominus Rex toy. I mean, this thing is like a movie maquette. It is so perfect, from the proportions, again, to those details, all the little like bumps on the skin, the teeth, everything about this is perfect. On top of it being a huge figure, so that really started to hit their stride in 2020, and I think Mattel is taking those lessons they learned on the last figure and bringing them into 2021 in this brand new figure coming next. Again, that's Carnotaurus Toro from the Camp Cretaceous line. So let's get a better look at this figure. We do have a couple more photos we can look at, but you can see right off the bat that this figure does look similar to the mainline 3.75 inch figure, but best believe it is a huge oversized figure, probably around 3 feet long, 2.5 feet, maybe even 3 feet tall. The Toro does have sort of a bigger stature, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was taller than some of the other figures with its head upright, as you can see in this pose. Otherwise, coloration wise, it does look kind of similar to the other mainline toys, but it does also kind of have a couple features that make it line up with Toro from Camp Cretaceous, which is the whole reason we're getting this figure, is because Camp Cretaceous is so popular right now, and Toro was so centrally featured in season 1 and to a degree in season 2. So makes sense that it's the next species to join this line. But I do want to talk about just some of the details on this figure, because it does have, again, so many details that we saw them packing into the other Super Colossal figures. Even from these first photos, you can see how much scale detail is molded in, all those little spikes that go down the back, the wrinkles and folds in the skin, some of like the ridges that the skeleton and underneath the skin sort of make on the tail and on the underbelly. I mean, it's just a very well detailed figure. Mattel already makes great detailed Jurassic figures, but again, this super size just allows them to do so much more with the space they have to work with. And that extends into the head as well. I mean, you can see why this is Toro right here. You can see that big gashing wound that it has on its nose that Darius and Kenji inflicted in season 1. And on the toys that we have, it's sort of just a paint job, but on this figure, it's an actually sculpted wound with red paint inside of it, of course, but it's not just slapped on there. I kind of like that they actually molded it into the snout. And you can see elsewhere on the face, this thing is so cool. I mean, look at the ridges behind the eye coming down from the horn, sort of the skin folds around the horn. All of it is just fabulous. The teeth, the underjaw, up close, this thing, in photos anyway, just looks incredible. And I cannot wait to see what it looks like in the actual figure, because I feel like the figures in hand for Super Colossal always look somehow even more impressive than the official photos do themselves. But Super Colossal Toro. I think Carnotaurus for all Jurassic fans has sort of always been a fan favorite, even before we got it in the show itself, or in the movie rather, when it showed up in Fallen Kingdom. I know that was definitely exciting to finally see it on screen, but probably since the Kenner days of the Series 2 Devil Carnotaurus, we've all been like kind of gunning for Carnotaurus to be in this movie series somehow, some way. Even in the Lost World novel by Michael Crichton, he mentioned Carnotaurus a couple times, which definitely gave everyone hope, but it wasn't until 2018 with Fallen Kingdom that we finally got we finally got Carnotaurus, and it wasn't until Camp Cretaceous that we got a named version of the species, which would be Toro. Again, that's just a name the kids give it because of the horns. It doesn't really mean anything else, but it's just getting more and more love as the series gets more and more popular, and this latest figure is evidence of that. I mean, we've already gotten, from Mattel wise, we've probably gotten 3 Carnotaurus toys at this point, just the mainline ones if you don't count the minis or anything like that. And I suspect now with Camp Cretaceous sort of getting more and more popular, we might see Carnotaurus pop up in a few other places, maybe the hatchlings or the minifigures, or some new assortments of figures coming out. I suspect Toro is going to just keep being more and more popular since it is sort of the star of the show. Again, at least in season 1. I won't spoil anything for season 2, but Toro definitely had a huge part in season 1. So finally getting some toy love, and I couldn't be more excited about this next Super Colossal figure because it's going to be, just another awesome, oversized, very detailed figure at a reasonable price. I mean, these figures usually retail for around $50 to $55, so not too bad considering all the toy you're getting. So that's pretty much all I have for today. I think we can probably look forward to getting our hands on this actual figure sometime in the late summer if the release cadence kind of matches what they've done in years past with Super Colossal figures. That's usually when Blue and Indominus hit, so we can expect the same for Carnotaurus Toro. So I'm very excited for that time to come because I can't wait to get my hands on it. But that's really all I have to say for today. So again, I'm Tim with Collect Jurassic, and thank you for watching this video, and we'll be back with more news updates very soon.